Okay, friends, I have a story time for you, and this is like, it could be funny. It could also be like really tragic. It could also just be like insane. I don't even really know how to take what just happened, but I'm gonna tell y'all, okay? So. This is interesting. By the way, I'm at the lake. I needed to be in a place where I'm like I like this place, okay? You would not even believe what just happened. I'm about to tell you. Okay. So, earlier in the day, I'm thinking, okay, I'm always thinking, gosh, it would be nice to have a place to go or something to do or somebody to hang out with. And I was like, okay, well, something popped up on my Facebook. A friend said, hey, my brother's getting married. We need to fill some seats, so does anybody want to come to a wedding? And he put the location, and I was like, whoa, that's only 10 minutes away. I was like, I should go to a wedding. I'm like, this would be fun, I'm like, this would be good for me. Get out. Like, I haven't dressed up. I haven't put my makeup on in a really long time. And um, I was like, okay, so I messaged him. I was like, hey, this would be nice, right? I'm like, you serious though? Like, they don't care if like just random people come. And they're like, no, no, it's cool. Like, come on. And I'm like, okay, I'll come. So I got there, um, just in time, like about 5 minutes before it all started. I just took a seat kind of by myself in the back. I saw my friend. He, waved to me, said hello. I saw, everybody else was dressed up nice. It was beautiful. They really had it set up nice. The colors were nice. This was a very pretty looking wedding. And well, I had asked before, I'm like, is there any color theme or anything? And he was like, oh, emerald and gold. And I was like, oh, yeah, or yellow. And I was like, well, cool. I have this brand new yellow dress. I really need an excuse to wear. So I'm just going to show you guys my dress just because it's so pretty. And like, I've been wanting an excuse to wear this beautiful dress. All right. So I get there and I watch the ceremony, I'm clapping, everything's nice. Um, you know, and then then we go from the place where the ceremony is, and they're like gone over next door. There's the reception, open bar, food, whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, you know, already pretty much everyone there would that was just going in, and like just from out the door, everyone was being very friendly to me. When I got in the other room, people were waving, offering me to sit, um, like a, people came up to me and like wanted pictures. This one lady came up and started talking to me, and she's like, oh, I just wanted to tell you you're so beautiful. Can I get a picture with you? And I'm like, sure. Like, I like your dress too. You look nice. She's like, oh, how are you? She's like, I'm the groom's landlord's girlfriend. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. I'm like, I'm a friend of the groom's brother. And so like as soon as I said that, like this pregnant lady like looks over and is like giving me a death stare, and I'm like, okay, hi, like, I don't know. And so when I get finished with the conversation with the lady, and I'm just like sitting there like, cool, the music's going, like, it's just a nice atmosphere, I'm just chilling, my friend who invited me comes over, and like we just start talking, like, oh hey, hi, how are you, nice to see you, like you look nice, like thanks for coming. And I'm like, he's like, oh, so you see what's her name? And I'm like, oh, I'm like, is that like your baby mama? Like, oh fuck. He's like, yeah, but it's cool, like, I'm like, is it cool? Is it really cool? Because I don't think she thinks it's cool, like, at all. I feel so bad for her because, like, okay, I didn't recognize her or anything. I don't know her. I barely even know him, really. I mean, I do know him. I've known him. We went to high school like the whole time. But I mean, I hadn't seen him in quite a while. That's what Facebook is. Like, you kind of like reunite with people when you get on there, and you're like, oh, hey, whatever. But I mean, I'll have conversations with him every once in a while, and this bitch already doesn't like me. Okay, let me just say that. Like, I'm the person that people say don't be friends with her on Facebook, okay? Like, sometimes, like, I get deleted and I know it's not, like, it's her deleting me, shit like that. She's had words with me before, and I said, look, dude, like, I didn't even know you were a thing. Okay, I'm like, okay, so are you pregnant on purpose? And he's like, oh, hell no. But like, yeah, I'm like, this is what's going down. I'm like, wow. So she's like, obviously, I would be upset too. I mean, I would be upset too if like, I get invited. So I'm invited to this family's wedding, right? And everyone's coming up and being so nice to me, and she's like watching it all happen. She's like watching all this shit happen. And like, I didn't even fucking know. All right, if I knew, I would not have come. But I didn't know. So once I knew, I'm just like, once she watches him come talk to me too, and I'm like, do you think maybe you should go get her? Like, he's like, no, she'll be fine, like, I'll go talk to her in a minute. I'm like, well, he's like, no, he's like, really, he's like, you can stay. He's like, really, like, I'm like, I don't think she wants me to stay, like, I'm not trying to like be mean to a girl or like ruffle feathers or any of that shit. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. Like, I did want to stay, especially because everybody else was being nice too, but like, oh my god. So like, I was kind of gonna leave, and then like somebody was like, oh, come get some food with me and come sit down. So I'm like, okay, I'll just get I'll get a little pieces of fruit or something, and then I'll go ahead and go, and I'll tell them, like, why I'm leaving. So, but like, she had already gone outside. And like, when she came back inside, I kind of like turned around, because I'm like, I wonder where he ended up going anyway. And like, I seen that he was back, that he was talking to someone, and then she like she does the whole, like, she moves like and waves at me, and I'm like, oh, hi, okay. I'm like, all right. So then I like told the other people, I'm like, so like this is what's up, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to go. Like, they're like, oh no, you should just stay. I'm like, no, like this is fucked. I'm like, I gotta go. Like, okay, but here's the worst, the worst fucking part. Like, they had this whole thing. Dude, everybody was taking pictures, and there was a videographer. And I didn't know it, but like the place where I sat, I was just trying to like sit in the back, kind of chill, you know? Like, I was just a little bit in the back, kind of away, but it was like the way that the bride ended up walking out. The whole thing was filmed. I'm in this video. Like, I know I'm in the video. And I'm just sitting there, like, just smiling. And then the way she was, like, walking up, I'm like, I mean, I'm not the only person that I'm sure that got in pictures, but, like, I'm sure I was in some pictures because, like, the whole other side of the you know how it goes. You have one side and you got another side, like two sides, then the bride and groom doing their thing. I'm just back here, you know. This whole other side, when she was like going, like they're all snapping their pictures, like, because here she's walking down, and then the flower girl decided to stop track. This was hilarious and cute, of course. Like, the flower girl like stopped and just started throwing everything out, and like didn't want to walk, and like like right kind of where in front of, like, I was kind of sitting diagonal, and I'm just like, like, this bitch is gonna be salty for the rest of her life, like, over this shit. Like, this is so fucked up. I'm just like, oh my god. But like, you know what, I was invited, and then he's just like, oh hey, like so yeah, so like I have no fucking clue, but like everyone's like, oh yeah, I love your colors, like it goes with the theme, like ooh, boy. And I will tell you, this bitch was a bitch to me. And the funny thing was, like, I was like, I don't even like to think mean thoughts, but I'm just like she needs some hair advice, you know? But like, I didn't even know what was going on. So, like, this whole thing, I'm like, well, I'm obviously not gonna dance with you, buddy, because, like, your fucking pregnant baby mama is, like, here. Oh my gosh, he just texted, he's like, I'm so glad you came, I'm sorry it went weird. I didn't get to read the rest of it, but like, I mean, this dude is my friend. He's a very handsome friend. Like, this is kind of a funny situation, but it is also fucked up because, I mean, for her, it's definitely fucked up. For me, like, wow, it gave me some nice motivation to get a pretty dress on and, like, everything else. Like, okay, so this is what happens when I attempt to leave my house. These are the situations I find myself in. You know, it's whatever. I was like, I kind of was just like, wow. I went around, drove in the back side of the building because I knew she'd be like looking out of the window. And then what do I see driving moored back towards my hometown? Oh, a taco truck? Cool. What is a taco truck doing here? And then I see a live band, so I'm like, I'll give me some tacos. And then while I'm in line at the tacos, I made like 4 new friends. Like, you know, people are just, oh, hi, wow, I love your dress. Talked to a couple they were like, hey, I just seen this taco truck. I'm like, me too. Like, I actually pulled in next to them, and we were like all kind of walking up together. Like, we both had just seen the taco truck, and it was like, you turned in. And so, like, I was having a conversation with this couple. This was fun. There's music, like, just. And I'm like, I gotta make a video because I've got to tell this story. But yeah, okay, so I'm here at the lake. I'm gonna eat the tacos now. But can you believe that story? Yeah, so like this dude had like two fucking girls there. And like if anybody else would have came in that I knew, like I probably would have stayed. Like it would have not been a big deal. Like even we have like 100 mutual friends, but like yeah. So I'm like, okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna go. Like, it's just whatever. You guys, this is my single life. This is the shit that. This is the kind of things that are happening, and it's like whatever, it's just, yeah, that's what happened. Anyway, it's literally such a beautiful evening. I'm going to show you guys how pretty this is. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna sit here for a little while and hang out and chill, but yeah, that's my story. That's my story. All right. Bye. Okay, so part 2 of this video, snippets that I'm adding in, because okay, I literally did ask him too. I was like, since you posted that on Facebook, I'm like, do you have like a bunch of different girls coming or whatever? He's like, nope, I have nobody coming with me. So it'll just be you. See you at 6. And I'm like, okay. And just to let y'all know, last time I had spoken with him, which was probably about 4 months ago, like we don't really talk that much. I mean, I had asked him, what was new, and he said that he finally just, broke up with this ex of his, and that not only did he break up, this time she moved out or he moved out, one of the two. They were living together. My opinion was that like he was totally single, like you know I did not know this bitch got pregnant. I kind of hope for his sake that it is actually not his kid. I know there maybe a question of him and one other person, but sucks for you if, I mean, you know what I mean, like that's a trap. But just, but yeah, I looked back at my texts, like I swear to God he told me that there was not going to be another girl there, right? Like, and I looked back in the text, I'm like, yeah, he did say that. He said there was no one there going to be there with him, that it was just me. So anyway, but then like, okay, so then I did read that last text. He was like, I really wanted to see you, like, I hope you're not mad. Like, it's like, it's it's whatever. But yeah, so somebody else up at the taco truck, like a stranger came up to me and said I was beautiful. And like I was messaging with my husband, my estranged husband, this morning, and like we had been in an argument because of some, supposedly I don't like ask him how he is or something enough, and he basically is telling me I don't care and whatever. I'm like, so I was like, well, you don't ever call me beautiful, so does that mean you think I'm ugly? Like I was just trying to like be petty as shit and like give him his own medicine basically. I'm like, dude, he's never really, let me think, has he ever called me beautiful? Maybe like maybe 6 months ago when I sent him a selfie, he said something like beautiful as always or something like, you know, I'm pretty sure he likes the way I look or he wouldn't even have married me or been with me. But yeah, like as for saying it, he does not say it, right? Like, not like I'd like someone to say it. Like, if you're with me, like, why aren't you just calling me beautiful? Why aren't you calling me nice names? And so it was nice to get out. It was nice to go because, you know, my friend told me I looked beautiful like a few different times. Random strangers told me I was beautiful. I mean, it was nice to hear. Um, but yeah, so that's part two. I just didn't want to leave any other details out. Um, but yeah, I think that's that. Oh yeah, so like in the one part, like when I was saying she was being such a bitch to me, like not today. I meant when we did talk. I'm now, you know, I'm putting that together. That was the girl. Like over a year ago, like me and him were talking about some shit. Like we don't really hold back the shit we talk about. It don't matter either. It's like whatever. Like he showed me, you know, like he showed me a picture of her because I was like, well, who are you with, you know? And he's like, you know, he showed me a picture of her, but it was like not the kind of picture that you just show people, right? And I've shown him pictures of like maybe not the kind of picture you just show people, like of like you know, just whatever. But like I've always been like pretty much only want the one I'm married to. So it's like, yeah, my husband left me 3 years ago, but like I've never really considered, I don't know. I mean, like I said, this dude is cool. He's a friend. Like I've never done anything with him. Like, I mean, he's just cool. Like, I mean, I don't know. But like obviously drama. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Cause like that's pretty much the rest of the details, I guess, that I left out of that story. But yeah, she was accusing me of trying to get with him. And I said, listen here, if you actually read the conversation, you'd see that I told him, you know, I'm in love with my husband. I'm hoping that he ends up just deciding to want to be with me. Like, in no way do you see me making plans. And in fact, I asked about if there was a girlfriend, whether it was her, because they're, they're not that long term. She's been around maybe a year or two. And then before that, he had some other one. Like, you know, he always, he kind of goes for the same type. They kind of look the same, like blonde, kind of crackhead looking, kind of girls that like do nasty things, you know. And so, it's just what it is, right? And I'm like, so hey, it's whatever. It was a fun night. I had a good time. I mean, I probably stayed there for a good hour before, everything kind of caught on. Well, and then he actually introduced us. At the beginning, he was like, Erica, this is, I can't even remember her name. He said her name, but that was that. Like, I didn't know. I thought it was just somebody else. Like, why the fuck would I know? Is that a person to you? He didn't say, oh, Erica, this is my baby mom, what's her name? Or this is my girlfriend, what's her name? Or touch her in any way. From the introduction, I didn't think maybe she was even anything more than a family member, sister, acquaintance. Like there was no preface with, oh, this is my girlfriend. No, like I wouldn't have known. And I definitely wouldn't have known from the picture because she was obviously like dressed up for the wedding, the picture was, and he had also introduced me to someone else. Yeah, a couple other people, and they were guys, but it was like the same type of an introduction. It wasn't like, oh, this is my brother or anything. Like, this is just, you just said names, like, oh, hey, like introducing people that are standing around. So I don't know. It is what it is. That's the rest of the details. But those tacos were good. That's pretty cool that there's a taco truck sitting at the fucking corner of town, like, and then a live music sitting in the same. It's a big parking lot. They were serving beer. Like, I might go sit there someday. But yeah, so like I hope that maybe sometime I'll go out with somebody who like doesn't have a fucking pregnant. I guess they're back together. I mean, I don't know. He didn't seem too thrilled about it, so I mean, maybe it's just one of them situations where it was literally just a trap, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah. Anyway, okay. Hope you enjoyed my story. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.